All right, so last time we built out this portion, adding in the buttons right here and then the following count. But one thing that we had, which was an issue, was that for our age stack right here, you see where we have the following amount and we also have the followers amount. So pretty much this section right here, the following followers, same views, right? It's pretty much the same thing for each of them. And in our code, we are pretty much just rewriting it each time. So we were basically saying followers, again, same code, and then likes, same code. So what we can do to make this even better is basically break this up into its own custom view. So what we're going to do is go over to where we have all our files here, and then right click or double tap, and then click new folder. And we're going to create something called, say, status view. Status view, right? And then inside status view, we'll just hit Command N, and then you'll get this template pop up. Make sure you're on iOS and then don't select Swift file. Instead, go down to where it says SwiftUI view and then hit next. And then in here, we're going to call it again status view. All right, cool. And then now that we have this, basically what we're going to do is basically use this instead of repeating the code each time. So let's jump back to content view for a second. And then since it's all the same thing, this and then the previous one down here, just copy this portion of it. So just the V stack and everything inside, just do Command X and just cut it for now. And you can just comment out this portion because else it's gonna say error. And then go over to status view. When you're in status view now, replace just the text that you have here and put this instead. So put the same thing that we had there before. So now what we can do now, what we see is that like basically if we look at the view for status view, it will look just like what we had over there, but this one is only for the following, right? So what we can do now is edit it so that basically they can pass in any type of number or any type of text just using status view right here. So to do that, basically what we have to do, the first thing is go up to the top here, and we're going to basically add some properties to status view. All right, or we're going to add some parameters, some abilities to status view. And the first one we're going to add is so the amount, let's say amount for right now. And then right below this, we can type in something like category or area. This is a category. And then just make this string. So basically we mean that if you want to use status view, you have to pass in an amount what will be used to represent this right here. And it has to be a string. And you have to also pass in a category, and it also has to be a string. So what we can do now is instead of doing 428 here, let's swap this out with amount. And then instead of doing just following here, let's swap this out with category. And then if you scroll down, you're going to see an error here for the preview. And you'll notice that, well, the preview here, for at least a status view, is showing the old version, but it still has that red X. To fix this, just go here. You can pretty much just hit the error fix there and then go down here to fix. But basically what it's saying is, basically you have to pass in now an amount that you want and whatever category. So for now, let's just do 10. And then just make it that this category is going to be retweets. And then say if I should open up our preview, now you see it says 10 retweets. So basically, instead of writing all this code each time with like a hard-coded text, we can just call status view and just fill it in. So now if we go back over to where we have our content view, so what we had before was pretty much 428 and following. So right here, all we have to do is just say status view. And then for the amount, just do 428. And then for category, just the following. And I'll bring this down here. So now, if we look at our preview for the screen, you notice that we still see the same view. It still looks the same. So now we can replace these old ones with our new reusable view. So again, let's go here. So let's just grab instead of doing 213 here and followers, let's just do something like status view. And then we'll call it. And then we'll just grab 213 from here. And then for category, we'll just grab followers. Swap that out. And then we can get rid of this, all this text that we had here, and just leave the padding. And then we can do, again, you get the point by now. We can pretty much just swap out all this extra logic that we have here. So since I know you get the point, I'll just copy just this way how we're doing it. Paste that here. And then I'll grab the amount for likes. Paste that there. And then for likes right here, copy that and paste it. And then we can get rid of all this blob of code right here and just leave basically what we want, which is a trailing. So now if we look at the view, you can see it's much easier to read. You know, all of this is inside an H stack, so all of it is horizontal, and we know what the view is showing. So if I open back up the preview now, and let's push this up, and when I scroll up here, you'll see that we still see the same view that we were looking at, but the code is now much more reusable. So this is how you create like custom reusable views, and you're gonna do this a lot in SwiftUI. So good job. In the next video, we'll tackle pretty much building out the rest of the view. So adding in the bio as well as the link to whichever profile you might want to do. So again, you're doing really good. You're a developer now. And I'm going to leave you again with the motto. Remember this. Anyone can learn anything with time, practice, and failures. All right, I'm out.